Yeah. Let's see real quick. All right. We live, y'all. We live. We live. All right. So, y'all gonna have to forgive me if this is looking a little janky right now, a little unprofessional. Um, just cause I'm doing all this from my phone in my car. As y'all know, I'm living out of my car right for right now. Um, so setting everything up right now with the streaming stuff is really complicated doing all from my phone. I can't even, you know, see all the buttons and stuff like that. So the thumbnail might be upside down. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna look ridiculous. But we're gonna get it all sorted out at first. It's all part of the journey, you know what I mean? As far as just getting everything all settled, the quality, getting the quality all figured out. Of course the quality at the beginning is gonna be, not really what I hope it to be, but I know it's gonna gradually get better. So what's up, y'all? Y'all see my first video. I wasn't able to stream. I had to wait 24 hours from the point where I activated streaming to where they actually let me stream. So that's why I wasn't on stream today. I would have been streaming today because something big happened today. So I finally hit a stream. It's night and it's basically day one. It's technically day two, but it's day one because I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow too. Tomorrow's gonna be day two, which is technically today because I'm streaming at like 1 in the morning. But yesterday, today, whatever you want to call it, I had an appointment with the director of the Small Business Development Center today. And it was amazing, bro. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, like it was amazing. Like I got so many golden nuggets to take away from that. Like I actually took notes. So I'm gonna go over everything with y'all. So I'm mad I wasn't able to stream it. I spoke with him about streaming. I didn't ask him if I could stream yet because I didn't have the capability to, but hopefully next time I go there, I'll be able to stream the meeting. It's like a confidential meeting that's personable and everything like that. It's supposed to be confidential, so I'm not sure if he's gonna allow me to stream, but everything is dependent on my permission. Like whenever you go meet with the Small Business Development Center, they whatever is allowed is all based on your what you allow, what I mean, it's all to you. So this is something that a part of the journey that I want people to understand that um a lot of people who want to make a business, they're not really familiar with a lot of resources that are available to them. And one of those resources in every area that you are at is the Small Business Development Center. Is you want to find your local SBDC, um, and you want to create an appointment with them and tell them about your business. So I had to make a one page pitch talking about my strengths of my business, my weaknesses, who I'm doing it for, our mission statement. And this is all hypothetical, mind you, because I haven't even started yet. So you got to already have this stuff in mind before you create the business. You got to basically essentially create a business plan. And that was the main point that we were going over in the meeting today. And there was a lot I learned. It's not as simple, like you could think, it's just a business plan, but there's so many moving parts to it and it's so important. The business plan, what I learned is the most important aspect of everything. It's like the planning stage. Matter of fact, I learned this in my class actually, that for production is the three types of production: pre-production, production, and post-production, which we're all familiar with. But I didn't know that pre-production is the most important because it's the planning stage. And when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, you want to, improvise and be able to just kind of like get up and move, but planning is literally the most important thing. You don't want to, basically freeze, playing yourself into a point where you're not able to move. But it's so important that you want to make sure that you don't do anything without being prepared. So that being said, I want to go over a few things. For one, what most SBDCs offer, they offer educational opportunities, training on financial literacy, any business topic that you could think of, really. And if you subscribe to the newsletter, they usually have. Now this is for my business center, but I'm just giving you the blueprint and the template, which is generally probably going to be similar, if not the same, at other places. It's definitely going to be a little different, but I'm sure they're going to offer similar similar resources. But they offer training, educational opportunities on anything that you could think of, and usually there's a place online that you could subscribe to all the training, and it's all not free. This is what he's telling me. So he told me that you don't call nothing free, because free basically means that it's cheap. Like, it's like free is just something that people give away just because it's not worth anything. You say no cost. It's, it's at no cost to you. So it's something that has value, but free, but it's offered to you specifically at no cost. So all this stuff is offered at no cost that they give. So basically, I went in thinking that I would need about $10,000 saved up to do this. When I'm probably gonna need a lot more. Mine, like when we go through, like, I got so much going on. Bro, I got so much going on, so I got a lot in store for y'all, because we're gonna have to get into story time, because there's a lot I don't know. I kind of just jumped into this and started recording stuff, so yeah, I don't necessarily know exactly what my plan is, but essentially, my plan for the production company is not just a regular production company. What the type of stuff I'm planning on making is really provocative stuff, and it's kind of like has a lot of shock value to it, and essentially that's going to make it a lot more difficult for me personally on my journey. Not that it's not already difficult, but it's going to be even more difficult, because there's going to be a lot of all the corporate institutions may not want to work with me. Investors may not want to work with me. People are going to be scared to be liable for being sued. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm gonna be trying to expose a lot of things out there. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of things that is on the internet that people are interested in, that people talk about, but it's just not in mainstream media or whatever mainstream. That's something else I learned in another one of my classes. Mainstream media, there's no such thing as mainstream media. There's like there's so much stuff I want to put you on game to about all this stuff, but I'm not just gonna spill a bunch of information. This is all for another time, because there's another professor that I have that he said he would be honored to do one-on-one meetings and have it on stream, so we can go over deep dive into everything that we went over in class and stuff. And he's a very knowledgeable man, very, very smart. I respect him a lot. So that's gonna be awesome whenever we get to that point where we're doing those meetings and stuff like that for y'all. Definitely gonna get a lot of knowledge from that. But basically, there's you gotta there's like a I'm not gonna go over everything, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go over every little thing to make it boring, but there's a lot. I'm gonna go over mainly the most important things that what I gather from it that would help y'all, you know what I mean? And like, for the next time, y'all gonna be able to see everything when I'm just live streaming the whole meeting. But essentially, you gotta get your business license, okay? He told me that there's a difference between forming your business and starting your business. Forming your business is easy and straightforward. Not necessarily easy, it takes money, but it's very straightforward. Starting your business is a lot more complicated, and it's very, very hard. Okay. So forming your business, that's just like the logistical things, as far as coming up with your business name, checking on the Secretary of State site to make sure that the name is available, paying you're sending money to IRS to pay for your LLC, getting your EIN number and stuff like that. All those little things, whatever that, you need to actually become official. And then starting your business is essentially, making money, getting funding, just things that where you actually are operating as a business. You know what I mean? Like, you can have the business name, have it all official, have everything ready, get your business cards, get your social media handle, all that. But it's a lot more to it than that. So, and even if you do all that, if people don't believe in you, they're not gonna work with you. You know what I mean? Like, they're just not gonna do it. So, that being said, at least for Knoxville, specifically where I'm at, there's two different types of business licenses. One of them is very cheap. It's like 3K to 100K a year coverage. And the second one is a standard business license. The first one is called minimal activity. That's the smaller one. The standard one, it covers up to 100K. So, and there's no taxes. You don't pay any taxes until I guess he needs, I guess until you have over 100K worth of things that is protecting. I'm not too sure. Like, mind you, like I'm on this journey with y'all. I don't even understand half this stuff myself. So a lot of the stuff I may say may not even make sense the way I say it. I'm gonna be learning a lot of the terminology and a lot of the jargon on how to speak like more professional, more in my industry as time goes on. And y'all will be able to do the same thing as well. So, um, but yeah. So let me see what else we went over. So really the main thing is the business plan. So the business plan is really important. And as far as your uh your what your weaknesses and strengths are of your business, that's what you're gonna go over in the business plan. But it's like it's really all about your vision. It's all about your vision for your business, okay? And you have to be able to tell a story, right? So you gotta be able to tell a story because you gotta be able to tell your story. It all starts with the business plan. And it's like that's something I didn't necessarily already know completely because I took it. I basically, um, I knew I needed a business plan. I started with I have a 5-year plan for myself. It's like a personal plan, and it's gonna have to align with the business plan. But I didn't know the business plan was that important. Like before anything happens, like you bring this business plan wherever you go. You've shown it to investors. You've shown it to attorneys. You've shown it to the insurance people. You know, people, your accountants or whatever. Like this is really where it's like people understand what you're doing before your name is out there. And this is what they're going to decide if they're going to be with it or not. If they align with your vision or if they see your vision, if they believe that you can achieve the vision that you want to achieve. So that's going to be a big part of everything. It's just really the business plan. And this is like, basically the director told me that he's going to, you know, at this meeting, we kind of just talked a lot. And he wrote down a lot of notes and he's going to come back to me with a lot of resources. He's basically informed me that he didn't really have a bunch of experience with this because most of the businesses that he handles, the small businesses in the area, are not production. It's not like film or entertainment. It's really like, you know, like labor businesses like landscaping or roofing or something like that. So that being said, he has to go and contact people and figure out how he's going to be able to help me. And he has some friends around the area in the industry that he can introduce me to. But really, my producers may be my biggest resources, to be honest, or not my producers, my professors. So, that being said, uh, that's really like is one of the biggest things I got from that is, you know, the information he gave me on and the information that he's gonna send me about creating the business plan, the template about how to do it. I'm gonna show you how the template once he sends it to me. The resources as far as the people around the area that he's going to introduce you to. And this is what it's like when you go to a SBDC center. Okay. So I'm not sure if it's like this in every town, but you meet at a chamber of commerce. I'm not sure if y'all know what a chamber of commerce is, but it's basically like um, uh, a place where all businesses in that area is for every area. It's like similar to the local small business development center. They kind of like work hand in hand usually, but it's like you have a membership there and you get basically special access depending on like your level of membership. Like you may pay the low tier, mid tier, high tier. The more you pay, the more access you get to like different fundraisers, different like amenities. You get discounts on certain things. You may end up getting like you basically get a network with other businesses. So it's like if say you had, let's say just for example, this is off the top of my head, you are in the business of starting a car dealership. If you have a membership at the Chamber of Commerce, you may possibly get some discounts or maybe even some luxuries of getting car washes for free at another local business in your area. And that's just one little example. You know what I mean? They'll probably connect you with accountants, just lawyers and stuff like that all in the area. So you guys basically could just do everything. Even because this, like, mind you, this is just an idea phase for me. Like, this is just an idea. So even if you just don't know, just simply have an idea, uh, it's not a bad idea to go make an appointment with the Chamber of Commerce, with the Small Business Development, so you have a business, to use. But yeah, like definitely, it wouldn't hurt to make an appointment at SBDC, even if you just simply have an idea. If it's just like literally like not a fleshed out idea, like you just had it the other day, you're like, yo, this would be a good business. Let me go make an appointment with the SBDC center and see if this is like maybe profitable, see if I can make something out of this. Like they'll help you, you know what I mean? So um definitely a good first step to take. But I asked him some questions, right? So he basically mentioned to me that there's three P's that he noticed that every successful entrepreneur has, okay? And the first one is passion. The second one is purpose. And the third one is people. You have to have passion for what you believe. You have to understand why you're doing it, what the purpose is, and you have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to connect to people so they can see your vision. Okay, I got some people coming up to my car right now, so just they're not coming up to my car, but they're just near my car, so no worries. I'm like in a I'm just like in a random parking lot somewhere. I can't disclose my official location, but and my car is a mess. I don't want them looking at my car and shit. But uh, but other than that, let me just continue. But basically, investors need to know your story. Um, there's just a bunch of different like little jargons here. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go over everything because I'm not an expert. I just was writing a bunch of notes as we was talking about income statement projections, based on the assumptions of what I will be able to make based on your business plan. You got to have income projections, like how much you think you'll be able to make, and then for like a year, how much you think you're gonna be able to make. Like even if you don't think you're gonna make no money, if it's zero money, you have to put that there because investors, you gotta be transparent with investors. You know what I mean? To make it happen. So um, it's all like because if it's somebody who kind of like if it's you're going to investor that's familiar with the industry you're in, you can't be shy about like putting down that you're like I know when you go to invest, this is how I felt. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to invest, I'm asking them to basically give me money. I don't know how it makes sense to tell them I'm not gonna be making no money for like 2 years. You know what I mean? But it does make sense because if they in the industry, they understand, and so at least they should. You know what I mean? If they really are experienced in the industry. So so that being said, yeah. So that's a lot I learned. You know what I mean? There's a lot that he went over. There's something called SWOT analysis. I'm not gonna get everything, but basically, the biggest takeaway from this too is the fact that the biggest mistake or downfall from new entrepreneurs that he told me that he has seen is people who get ahead of themselves. Okay, and I'm really excited about what I'm doing. I'm trying to not get ahead of myself, but I need to make sure I don't because I don't want to fall victim to, the number one thing that takes all entrepreneurs' dreams from becoming a reality. And that's just jumping in this and thinking that you already know like what you need to do, already having expectations, and then when it comes time to do it, it's a lot more than what you expected, and then you kind of like get discouraged. So, you want to have a plan and a goal, and that's a big part of it, but you don't want to have any expectations. There's a difference between having goals and expectations. So, that being said, it was a great meeting. I got a lot from it, but there's a lot more to come from it because really it was just us talking, him just dropping a bunch of knowledge, him dropping a bunch of terms. I'm taking notes. I'm telling him about what I'm doing, and now he's gonna take all the information I gave him, and he's gonna give me more resources to go look into and help me make the business plan for me to do that. And I'm gonna study a lot of stuff that he basically uh, told me about. So that's what's going on with that. Well, that's what happened today. What y'all missed. But from this point forward, I'm gonna be a lot more consistent with streaming because I'll be able to do it from my phone. Mind you, I don't. I gotta see how to do it from an app because right now I'm doing it from not even Safari. I'm doing it from the browser on my phone because like I don't even know how to do it from an app. So it's like that's why I like doing all these buttons and um yeah, they talking about use hand gestures. I feel like I use a lot of hand gestures, but I don't know, they just had it pop up right there. But uh basically, I'm gonna be streaming a lot more, but just bear with me. Like along the journey, y'all gonna see it's gonna we gonna be going through the trenches. You know, what I mean, we're gonna get out the mud. Y'all gonna see a bunch of bullshit happening, a bunch of just you know titles may be messed up, whatever overlays maybe. I don't have no overlays. There ain't nobody in here watching. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna be here watching for a minute. That's fine. That's okay. But just bear with me because it's gonna keep getting better and better. Mind you, I posted a video the other day. Now I'm actually streaming. So I was supposed to have been streaming, but that's what I'm saying, where it's like it's just gonna progressively improve over time. So just give it time because, understand I'm in school. So even though I have a commitment to y'all every day to come and stream every day, I also have to do my homework. You know what I mean? I gotta do good in school. My professors are not gonna help me if I'm not doing good at school. They're like, they're not gonna want to help me. So, um, that being said, the next plan is tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have a production class, and it's going to be one of our first classes where we're actually going to be getting started using the camera. I got to see about getting permission from my classmates about if they want to be on camera or not. My professor already said it's fine, so if not, I'll have a tripod up, just like I'll probably start streaming before class starts going into it and just walking around the classroom showing y'all certain things. But once it starts, it's gonna be like stabilized and just sitting there on the professor, probably maybe me and the professor like set up so you can only see me and the professor, depending on if the classmates are fine with it or not. But just me and the professor, and just y'all, I want y'all to be able to sit through the whole class. Now it's a very interactive class, so eventually we're gonna have to get up and go outside, take a camera, get certain shots. He's gonna show us like what type of different shots we're gonna want to get, aerial, establishing shots, close-up shots, just all different types of shots in the film industry. You know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna basically gonna be working on. But I may, have to pick up the phone, take out with me. I may have to turn it off for for a certain period of time. I'll let y'all know. Like I said, I'm really figuring everything out now. So we're gonna see how the first day goes, but or the second day rather. But uh, I do want to say before anything, I kind of skimmed over the fact that I missed streaming today, and I want to kind of tell you how I felt about it. And I really, throughout the day, it's like every day, like when I first made my first video, day zero, I let y'all know that there was so much that happened that I feel like I procrastinated for so long, and that the journey been started, and y'all should have been here for the journey, but y'all wasn't here for the journey because I wasn't streaming. And so I felt that yesterday because it's like I made the video, but I wasn't able to stream, and there was nothing I could do. But it was like, damn, I was like, bro, like there was a whole like like not festival, it was like a job fair at my school, and I'm like going to different tables. I know it's not really exciting for y'all because y'all probably have the same experiences on a job fair, but I just wanted to be able to show y'all certain things that that happens to me, because it's like I feel like there's so many synchronicities and serendipitous events that go on that's like once y'all know, like now that y'all know what my goal is, once y'all are able to come with me throughout the day, through my daily activities, y'all gonna be able to see the same thing I see, where it's like, wow, like, yo, I feel like we met this person for a reason. Like, and then maybe it's like, this is gonna be like a story, because then once we get further along, these people might end up coming back, like people we met in the past, and they're gonna come back, and it'll be awesome for y'all to see that on stream and for it to be documented. So, of course, I feel when I'm not able to stream, you know what I mean? So, um, but tomorrow is going to be the first step of the college journey. It's actually starting tomorrow with y'all. It's actually going to be starting the documentation, starting everything like that. Like so. Just know it's gonna be better. But I don't know what verse this is in the Bible, but it's a verse in the Bible that says, "Better is the end of a thing than its beginning." So I just want to leave y'all with that. with